How to succeed in business as an entrepreneur. 10 lessons from the Shark Tank. Shark Tank is a TV show about multimillionaire and multi-billionaire angel investors who listen to entrepreneurs pitch their business ideas. The sharks then decide whether to invest by giving the entrepreneurs funding and helping them grow their business through mentorship. It is one of those binge-worthy TV shows, particularly if you're into business and innovation. Every small business owner knows the exposure from the show alone is enough to make one want to get a shot with the sharks. Since not all of these brilliant ideas make the cut to impress the sharks, some have to settle for just taking away some of the show's most important lessons. In this video, we give you 10 great lessons we could all learn from Shark Tank. Number 1. Communication is a product. The sharks are big on communication, and if you're a fan of the show, you can see how they're constantly scrutinizing how entrepreneurs are handling this in their presentation. The how in communication plays a big role for many organizations and cannot be compromised. All current communication channels need to be examined to determine if the set systems and networks are effective. The most effective means of getting the word out there is preferred. The most important goal here is clarity. Often, you may know what you want to communicate, but then fail to communicate clearly. Needless to say, poor communication is one reason so many initiatives fail. You must think carefully about expressing yourself and develop a communication plan. How you communicate with people will vary, depending on the recipients and their positions in the organization, the parts of the initiative you want to share with them, and the communication's timing. Try adapting the KISS principle. Keep it short and sweet. No need to get lost in your words. Remember, clarity is vital. Number 2. Doing your homework pays off. Usually, contestants who've done their work beforehand have a better chance of convincing the sharks and scoring a deal. The best way to win in business is to be prepared. The entrepreneurs who get a decent deal on the Shark Tank are the ones who practice their presentation and polish it until it's perfect. So if you need things to work to your advantage, do your homework and understand how everything works before presenting. Extensive research goes a long way. I mean, how can you convince the next person that you know what you're doing if you don't understand it yourself? Sharks love it when the entrepreneurs come in well acquainted with what each shark could bring to the table for their businesses. These equipped entrepreneurs also know their production costs and have gone the extra mile to seek licenses and patents. Most of the time, these entrepreneurs have also done their market research and can demonstrate that there's a demand or interest for the product they're presenting. Taking their pitch into consideration, it's evident that the most confident entrepreneurs have tried presenting before other investors or at least an audience who offer honest feedback multiple times before getting on Shark Tank. Understanding the how and why will save you a lot about anything you pursue in life. Number 3. Don't accept the first offer. Many of us have a bad habit of rushing for the first offer presented to us, especially if it beats our expectations. Truth is, the sharks are aware of what you're bringing to the table, so they will lowball you to see if you'll fold and walk away with the first offer presented to you. If you don't like the offer that has been presented to you, make a counter offer. What have you got to lose? Well, you could lose everything if you don't come into an agreement, but you'll probably do that anyway if you don't try. Sadly, some entrepreneurs shy away from negotiation and end up leaving the show with nothing. Yet, negotiation is one of the most critical elements in business. If you learn the art of negotiation, you can easily build strong business relationships. Don't just act greedy and ask for absurd terms or request offers that do not make sense. Instead, learn to judge value and make offers and counter-offers that reflect your knowledge. Number 4. Humility first. Often, entrepreneurs do not cope well with failure because most put their all into their businesses. Everyone will not appreciate your creativity or understand your vision like you do. However, if you're humble enough to understand the shortcomings of your product and use constructive criticism to improve instead of being arrogant, then you're bound for greatness. When Doorbot appeared on the show in 2013, it was a disaster, and the CEO, Jamie Siminoff, acknowledges that. The sharks were all highly skeptical that a Wi-Fi-enabled doorbell with a camera in it had any value beyond being a neat gimmick, and almost all of them passed on it, with only one shark offering a deal the company could not accept. Like most success stories from Shark Tank, Jamie Siminoff appeared on the show as a guest judge because his idea kicked off pretty well after listening to the shark's advice and making the necessary changes to his product. The sharks may not have seen the value then, but consumers did, and Doorbot began selling far more products and saving the company in the process. Ultimately, the company was renamed Ring and sold to Amazon, which uses it to streamline their delivery. If Jamie had been arrogant, he wouldn't have seen any faults or shortcomings with this product, and maybe it wouldn't have been the success story it is today. Number 5. Know your production costs. So, you've got a product or a service that's doing good numbers in sales. Do you know how much it costs for the production or service provision? All the sharks want to know is what your profit margin is, which is your total expense cost subtracted from your selling price. Having a low cost to produce whatever you're selling is a good thing, and looking for alternative methods that allow you to make your product with good quality at the lowest possible price is good for your bottom line. This attracts the sharks more because they see an opportunity to recoup their investments within a shorter period of time. Always include the packaging and branding details. If you're enjoying the video, please hit the like button. Thank you so much for your support. Number 6. Feedback matters. If you can remember Jamie, one of the most invaluable parts of the process for many entrepreneurs is the constructive feedback from the sharks. Whether it's positive or negative, their input goes a long way towards improving your product. Do not shut down people who may be able to help you identify some loopholes you may have missed. The sharks can often spot problems that are only obvious to well-trained eyes, which are not working on the product or idea day in and day out. While this can sound discouraging, many who go on the show incorporate the feedback they receive even without an investment. Make sure constructive feedback is part of your innovation strategy as well. It can inspire even people with rough ideas to try again, just like Jamie did. Number 7. Always think like a shark. This should have been the take-home point, but it's best we get it out here now. Just like the sharks in the world of business, you can eat or be eaten. You may not consider yourself as a predator, but you'll become the next predator's meal if you don't think like one. Have you seen how aggressive these guys are? Especially when they're all interested in the pitch idea? They pounce on it teeth out with their best offers, trying to outweigh each other and even sometimes throwing shade just to remain at the top. They've seen the benefits of the idea and how profitable the businesses could be and would stop at nothing to get a piece. In short, if you think like a shark, you'll be able to survive some of the most wanting situations in life. Whether big or small, your business deserves good judgment no matter what sector you do business in, and you'll survive much longer if you sharpen your teeth and your wits. Number 8. Innovation involves you detaching yourself from something you may have worked on for years. It sounds difficult, especially if the idea is sentimental to you. However, a different view or perspective is necessary if you wish to make it grow on a difficult level. Just like in Shark Tank, as much as the judges offer funding to the entrepreneurs, they also provide mentorship. They love a hands-on approach and will be at the center of the business over the long term. Even at some point, the company's CEO may be expected to move their business across states if they want to keep growing. Sometimes, the sharks actively take the reins of the company temporarily. Your innovation strategy should be built on the same concept. People beyond your innovation team should become invested in what you do and its success. Number 9. Know your value. It sounds a bit harsh, but you won't get anywhere in life or business if you don't know your value. Imagine facing the sharks unprepared and unaware of the value of your brand or product. If you don't know how hungry the Shark Tank judges are, watch an episode or two. You'll witness at least one entrepreneur seeking capital who doesn't understand how to judge the value of their business. This totally puts off the sharks, or the opposite may happen. They may seize the opportunity and take the entrepreneur for a ride. As a result, the entrepreneurs accept ridiculous control, losing offers just so they can partner with a big shot or walk away with nothing. When you understand your value and know what you bring to the table, no one can shake you off because you're coming in with all the goods, and you know it. Number 10. Control your debt. Running a business is a tricky affair, and when you present yourself to investors while in debt, the business doesn't look so appealing anymore. Getting a shark or any other source to invest in a company with a lot of debt would be a tough sell. This also applies to personal finances. Your ideal situation is zero debt. Though that's rare to achieve, it's critical to ensure your debt is under control and low to avoid it eating away from your profits. Bad debt can result in sleepless nights due to overthinking and even depression. You should do your best to stay away from adding debt to your financial equation. If all your business does is create more debt, then it may be time to reevaluate or seek a different strategy. Something else not mentioned here that could be a great takeaway is not to fold when you're under pressure. You can save yourself from such situations if you create a strategy for tackling worst-case scenarios. These are situations that may catch you off guard, but just like the most successful entrepreneurs on Shark Tank, they anticipate the questions they'll be asked while in the hot seat. As a result, they respond intelligently without giving away too much information, and they might walk away with the deal. But even if they don't, they can be satisfied that they leave the show in a better position than when they came in. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching.